Putrajaya says it will bail out Felda to the tune of 6.23 billion ringgit in the form of grants, loans and government guarantees, as it revealed how governance failure and mismanagement hammered the ailing plantation group. Economic Affairs Minister Dato Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali tabled the Felda White Paper in Parliament today. Among others, the document notes that the group, once a model for tackling rural poverty, wasted billions raised from the listing of FGV holdings on shady and unprofitable ventures. Of the 10.5 billion ringgit generated from the IPO, 6 billion ringgit had gone to Felda, which proceeded to utilize 1.4 billion ringgit on new and unprofitable investments and 4.6 billion ringgit on unproductive spending. This includes the allocation of 2.7 billion ringgit, which was used by Dato Sri Najib Razak to buy support in last year's general election. The remainder 4.5 billion ringgit went to FGV, which allocated two-thirds of it, or 3.3 billion ringgit, on loss-making projects. The Felda White Paper does not pinpoint blame on anyone. However, it does note a conflict of interest during the tenure of Tan Sri Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad. This is because he chaired Felda, FIC, FGV and 39 other related subsidiaries at the same time. Azmin says the government plans to revive the group with a raft of measures, including disposing of non-strategic assets, writing off interest for settlers' loans, upskilling its settlers, and introducing a new business model to rent land from settlers. Felda will also restructure its loans and delay repayments amounting to 1.98 billion ringgit this year, and the loan balance of 9.3 billion ringgit scheduled for repayment starting from 2020 until 2028. The Federal Court has unanimously dismissed ex-PM Dato Sri Najib Razak's 3 appeals in relation to the 7 criminal breach of trust, abuse of power and money laundering charges in the SRC International case. The bench, however, allowed the prosecution's appeal against having to show Najib's defense team the terms of appointment for senior lawyer Dato Sulaiman Abdullah as a prosecutor. The appeals by Najib that were dismissed were regarding the pre-trial gag order they were seeking, getting further documents such as witness statements and the transfer of the case to the High Court. The SRC trial will resume next Monday. Meanwhile, Najib's wife, Datin Sri Rosma Mansor, was slapped with another charge for receiving a 5 million ringgit bribe. This was in connection with the implementation of the Solar Hybrid System project for rural schools in Sarawak. If convicted, she may face up to 20 years in prison and a fine of not less than 5 times the amount of the gratification, or 10,000 ringgit, whichever is higher. Axiata Group has confirmed receiving a full written order from a Nepal court regarding the tax it owes for acquiring local telco Ncell in 2016. In February, Nepal's Supreme Court ruled that Axiata, as the major shareholder of Ncell, is obliged to pay a capital gains tax, excluding late fees and fines, of 61 billion rupees. Axiata said then that it had not received any details on the judgment and order from the court. In a filing to Bursa today, Axiata says it has now received the order giving it 3 months to cough up the sum. The order also states that the distribution of dividends and any sale of Ncell shares should not be allowed until the tax obligation is satisfied. Axiata is now reviewing the court's decision. In the meantime, it highlights that it and subsidiary Ncell have complied with all relevant regulatory and legal requirements in relation to the deal. The telco also points out that both it and Ncell have made significant contributions to the socio-economic development of Nepal by supporting over 93,800 jobs and connecting over 16.3 million customers across the group's networks. Shares of Iskandar Waterfront City and Ecovest continue to climb today as the potential revival of the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail project breathed optimism into other mega projects under scrutiny. IW City, which was in the run-up to participate as the master developer of Bandar Malaysia, climbed to its highest in about a year to close at 1 ringgit and 1 cent, up by 18% with 151 million shares done. That values the company at 844.8 million ringgit. The counter has been on an uptrend since the government took a more positive stance towards the ECRL project, lending hope to the continuation of other mega projects under review. Ecovest shares, meanwhile, closed 16.5% higher at 63.5 cents after 196.9 million shares changed hands for a market capitalization of 1.4 billion ringgit. Both counters, which have a common major shareholder in property tycoon Tan Sri Lim Kang Hu, top Bursa Malaysia's most active list today. Carex has dismissed speculation that the condom maker might be a takeover target of rubber glove maker Top Glove Corp. The counter was the fifth most active on Bursa today, with trading volume of its shares jumping to 62.6 million. It climbed to as high as 53.5 sen before paring gains to close at 53 sen, still up by over 12% from yesterday's close of 47 sen. This values it at 531.3 million ringgit. A Carex spokesman told The Edge that they are not aware of any truth to the rumor. Additionally, the spokesman said that Carex is aiming to stay in this business for the long run, and there is no intention to divest the business. Likewise, Top Glove MD Dato Lim Kim Miao also brushed off the rumors. In contrast to the gain seen in Carex's shares, the glove maker's shares fell to as low as 4 ringgit and 53 sen before closing at 4 ringgit and 57 sen, down a marginal 0.44% for a market capitalization of 11.7 billion ringgit.